If you ever thought about getting a successful mentor or coach, and you actually want me, Spectacular Smith, to actually coach you and become your mentor, I'm actually so excited about releasing my online school, Spectacular Academy, where I'm actually going to teach you live once a month different skill sets that's actually going to help you change your life for the better. Transformational information that I'm going to give you guys access to. I have a formula to success that every single company that I ever touched turned into gold. And I have over 14 companies, okay? And all of them have the same type of success. So I want to teach you everything that the school system should have taught you. You know, everything that I know and how I built these fast growing companies and these award winning companies, and show you real curriculums that I'm going to break down, and you're going to have access to me. I'm going to be live in the chat rooms. I'm going to be live in the Facebook groups and personal communities that I'm going to give you guys access to of like-minded entrepreneurs. So you're not by yourself on this mission. Not only you have me as a coach and a mentor, but you actually have your peer-to-peer people that's going to push you and root for you on the way to the top. Guys that's on the same exact wavelength that you are on and want the same exact results. Because my game plan is to change the way the school systems teach and teach you the things that need to make an impact in your life. Things that's going to be a high-ticket skill that you can use forever, where you don't never have to worry about going broke or not eating at night, because once you learn how to market and brand yourself, then you can eat for a lifetime. You get access to my team and everything. If you want to go to my free training just to get a sample of the things that's going to be in my program, you can actually go to specmentorme.com, or I'm going to put it in the bio. Only take a certain amount of people every single month. So reserve your seat and do not procrastinate, because you might just miss out. Now let's get to the podcast. What's up, everybody? This is Spectacular Smith, and welcome to the Spectacular Experience. Hey, I'm about to go get my sweater too, boy. What you mean?
Hey,
Yeah. What's up, brother?
I jumped up here to tell you got the fresh shape up.
Oh, me? You talking about you or me?
Nah, I ain't got the fresh shape up. You see me?
Oh, no, I did this myself, bro.
I said, let me jump up in here and show some love for the power circle. And then you
Yes,
add me.
sir.
I'm doing the home workout over here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I need to get on it too, man. I've been slipping on the workout. Listen, I want to introduce this brother, Ladun. I'm saying your name correctly, right? How you say it? How you pronounce it?
Ladun.
Ladun. All right, Ladun. All right, so cool. I'm introducing my brother right here. He has one of the most viral brands on the internet right now. If you guys ever seen it, it's called My God versus My Enemy. All right, this man has everybody rocking it, and it has a purpose to what he's doing. And he's spreading the love, and he's spreading the fact that you can mix, God into this thing, and the passion and the love that we have for Christ, and be able to implement it into everybody that's against us. So it's my God versus my enemy, but he really don't need no introduction, man. Let's get this thing going. I want you to really drop some bars on the people. All right, you are a speaker at the Ground Zero Summit, and I want you to give them at least 1 or 2 bars. One bar I want you to give them is, what is one of the main things that you learned from your mentor that you would never forget?
Oh, man. One thing I learned from my mentor is just give it away. Just give it away. Whether we talk about knowledge, whether we talk about product, whether we talk about encouragement, just give it away. When I started the brand, like, I didn't know how to keep the brand alive when I first started, because it was just me, and I had all this merch. So my mentor said, I'm telling you, just give it away, and it's going to come back to you tenfold. So what I ended up starting to do was I started investing that into the churches. So I started giving it to the churches. I started giving it to people I would run into, just hand it off. And, man, I swear it took off like wildfire from there. And when it comes to like inspiring people, when you talk about giving encouragement to other people, all you have to do is give it away. Because a lot of times people hold back stuff, whether they know like what specific things they need to get into the business, whether it's even giving people encouragement. Sometimes people hold back from that because of fear. But me specifically, I'm always giving it away. I'm always taking the time to talk to people, no matter what happens. Like if somebody says they want to talk to me, I'm gonna hop on a FaceTime. I'm gonna meet them at Starbucks. I'm gonna hop on Zoom. Whatever it is, I'm giving it away because God gave it to me, and it's my duty to be of service to the people, to be of service to whoever's around me, family, friends, whatever. I'm always in a space, in a situation where I'm trying to give stuff away, and that's the first gem I'm gonna give to them.
All right. Second gem. What is the biggest lesson you learned in business?
Oh man,
number one.
Number one, I feel like God won't bless you until you're ready. And when I say that, I had ample opportunity in the beginning to get my business ready, in the sense that as far as aligning your finances, learning about bookkeeping, learning about inventory. So when I got my stuff, I was more focused about getting a brand out there, but I didn't take the time to invest into the back end of the business. So when it took off and God touched the brand and allowed it to like get to everyone, the biggest problem that happened was I was unable to manage the amount of sales that was coming in. I was just overwhelmed. I had to take a month off to shut down, to realign everything and get the right people in place that's working with the brand to take us where we needed to go. Yeah.
That's amazing. All right. So absolutely, man. And just any words of wisdom that you just want to share to the people, man, other than the 2 nuggets you just dropped. That was powerful nuggets. What do you want to say to them, man? Somebody that might be coming up, starting a business, going through this pandemic, like what would you say to them on what they need to be focusing on, or what they need to be doing right now, or how to better prepare themselves?
In this time frame, my biggest thing is trusting the process and whatever you're going through. You know what I mean? If you're building a brand and things are not taking off as fast as you want them to, keep doing the work, stay in alignment with God, keeping God first in everything, because a lot of people are not taking the time and energy to keep God first in everything they're doing. So, and I can't. This is more than just a faith-based brand. This is 1 second. I don't know if it froze. Oh. Yeah, this brand is meant to inspire people, keep people in alignment with God's purpose, and also keep them in a space where it's all right to be able to have love for God and still be in this world, because you can continually inspire people based off what you do. Because a lot of people get like, we get a little too holy. Sometimes we end up judging people. It's okay to be in the midst of people. And in that sense, you're able to touch people and guide and bring them closer, because a lot of times when it comes to like religion and faith, people focus on religion instead of the relationships. And relationships are so important. And that's what has helped catapult and keep this brand organic more than anything else.
All right. Show the red sweater. Show the red sweater.
Yes,
show the brand, bro. There we go. My God versus my enemy. One of the most viral brands on the internet. All right. Thank you for tapping in with me, brother. You are a speaker at the Ground Zero Summit, man. Listen, I know you're going to be sharing your story. You're going to be sharing your jewels on how you got to where you at right now. You know,
Absolutely.
everybody go right now. The link is right there. It's Bentley/the Ground Zero Summit. We literally have $28 for 28 speakers. It's $1 per speaker. Also, we're doing an early bird special, and it ends literally at 7 p.m. Pacific time zone. Okay, and then after that, making it happen. All right, thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. Love.
Yep.
What's happening?
What's up, brother?
Man, doing well yourself.
Man, I'm doing spectacular, bro.
Yeah, I'm doing blacktastic as always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I already know. So listen, this is another brother right here, man. Ben X, brother Ben X. He has his podcast. He's into the banking industry, giving back to the community, and really aspiring the world, and really interviewing people and getting the message out to the world, so we can actually get all the information that you guys need to execute on the future that you desire. All right. So this brother right here, man, I want you to jump straight in, bro. And like, let's give them some nuggets, man. Something that you feel like they need to hear right now during this pandemic.
One thing that I want you guys to realize is that ye are all gods. I gotta start there. And when I say God, I mean that you are a being with force and power. A lot of people right now, due to the pandemic, are struggling mentally, and their finances has been tampered with. And I said a couple years ago is that I said I'm money, and somebody said, "What do you mean I'm money?" And I said, as long as I am an asset, I'm going to always bring money in. See, we think that we're making money when we're not making money. I'm not at the Federal Reserve printing anything off. But if I'm valuable enough, I can attract the money. See, I was an All-American basketball player in basketball, 40 points, 10 assists, leading the country in basketball. And one thing that I remember is that when you look at Kobe Bryant, when you look at Allen Iverson, when you look at Michael Jordan, these are people who always get touches in the basketball game. And so the money is currency, so currency flows. Well, on the basketball court, the basketball flows around the basketball court. And usually those who are most valuable, those who are most skillful get the most touches. Well, if I want to get more money or if I want to attract more money, I got to be more valuable than somebody else, or I got to be skillful or solve a problem in the marketplace. And I think that's what we should be focused on right now. I know it's hard to focus on just giving to somebody else or being a problem solver to somebody else, but really that's what attracts the money that a lot of us are looking for. So instead of me teaching people how to bring in just passive income, I focus on showing people how to be valuable in the marketplace, and have a valuable content to bring about passive impact, which will bring about the passive income. So I say, don't chase money, chase the God within, chase the higher self within, the skills within. And I'm telling you, money is going to end up chasing you.
Thanks for sharing that. So one thing we've been touching on right now is mentorship. I think that everything is about mentorship. Like, in order for you to get to your final destination in an accelerated time span, like, we got to make sure we have mentorship and guidance and advisors behind us. What is one of the number one things that you learned from your mentor?
My mentor is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And what I learned from him is you have to always put God first and understand where you're going. Because when you understand where you're going and you have foresight and insight, it gives you the patience that you need. See, if I'm struggling right now, but I know I'm bigger than my current circumstance, it allows me to have the patience that's needed to get through the trying time. And so if you don't know where you're going in life, it's going to be hard to get that direction. And so that's why mentors are needed as well. I think TD Jake said one time, you don't only need a mentor, but you need a model. You need somebody who you can look at and say, oh, he did it as well. Because my teacher also says you never have to condemn a dirty glass. Just put a clean one next to it. So I don't have to tell you how you're so bad. I can just be a great example. And what I always tell people is it's important, like you said, to know your destination. Because if you got a cell phone, I don't know if y'all rock with Apple or Android, but my Siri never gives me any direction until I put a destination in. If I driving down the street and I roll my window down, I say, hey, brother, how do I get to whatchamacallit? I say, hey, sister, how do I get to what's her name? They're gonna look at me crazy, like, what are you talking about? So I have no way to give you any direction or guidance if you don't know where you're going in life. And here's the benefit of knowing where you're going in life. I call it the spiritual GPS. So we got the physical GPS for our phone when we're trying to get to A to B, but some of us are trying to get to A to B mentally. Now they say all of us fall short of the glory of God, right? Well, here's why it's important for you to have that spiritual GPS and know where you're going. See, if I turn left, what happens, Brother Speck, if you turn left, but Siri told you to go straight? Ain't your phone going to say reroute? Hey, reroute, turn around, do a U-turn. Well, that's what that spiritual GPS is for. It's the self-accusing spirit. It's the God within telling you, hey, man, you got to get back on the right track. So we need mentors, and we need to know exactly where we're trying to go in order to get the proper guidance and direction that we're looking for.
Yeah, that's an absolute must. And then to get you that at a record breaking time.
Yeah.
right? That's what Siri is. Siri is going to get you exactly where you need to go in as short amount of time as possible. And what happens when you're driving and it's a shorter way? What Siri say to you?
Hey, shoot, Siri say, you know, a lot. We say the question again, the last part.
I say if it's a shorter time that you can get to somewhere, what does Siri pop up and say to you when
Oh,
you
they
on
say,
the
hey,
route?
you want to get there in 2 minutes earlier? Hey, you
Exactly.
want to get there 3 minutes early? And that's
Exactly.
what mentors are for. Brother told me one
Exactly.
time, he said, if I bump my head and then the man behind me, he bumped, he said, you're not supposed to bump our head. But how do we not bump our head? By being humble. See, a
Mm,
lot of us in our generation, we don't want to look at somebody else and follow them because we want to do it our own way. And
mm,
I think that's our problem, the lack of humility. So a brother Spec is showing you how to do something on social media. We want to do it our own way and say, no, I didn't have to go through Spec. And
mm,
that's what we're messing up in. See, when you jealous of somebody else, you're not just damaging them, you damaging and you harming yourself because God put an example there for you so you can get there a little bit quicker. He
mm,
probably had to go through trials and errors. Now he's trying to give it to you for a little price. Do
mm.
you know the amount of money that you are paying for a lot of these courses and events will save you a lot more money if you did it on your own? See, if
Yes.
you just took the course, if you just listened to the mentor, see, you don't realize that when he was trying to do it, he lost $100,000 trying to do it.
Yes.
He's trying to give it to
Preach.
you so you ain't
Let's
got to
go,
lose
baby.
$100,000.
Let's
So
go,
that's the,
baby.
I ain't gonna give him too much, but that's why you need a
No, let's
mentor.
go. Don't let down. Don't let off the gas. Don't let off the gas. Listen, man, this is some real stuff because like even somebody right now will look at this Ground Zero Summit and say, "Oh, I ain't got it." You have no choice but to have it. You got 28 speakers who, no matter if you took one golden nugget from that one speaker, that would literally be that money times 100.
Yep.
That one nugget. So you literally got 28 speakers who already has done what you want to do in life.
Mm-hmm.
What you said, figure out a model.
There you
You
go.
want somebody you can look at and don't focus on the what, focus on the who. Don't
Mm.
focus on what I got to do to be successful. Focus on who you got to model after to be successful. Who you need to have mentor you to become more successful. And then once you realize that, then you start seeing everything, all the fat just start getting trimmed. Now it's no more fat, it's all meat. The meat and potatoes. We don't want nothing else, no fluff. We want to get straight to it. And so many times people take the long approach, and like I've been saying on this live, is that the amount of money that we have in them invest in themselves is what they'll go spend on McDonald's or
Yep.
go get a couple of drinks at the club.
Yeah,
But people,
they'll go to McDevils, they'll go to Long John Killers, and they'll spend $30, and this knowledge or this food that they're going to get, they're going to take it in, even though it's not real meat. This is why they keep getting hungry, because it's not a nutrients for your body. Not
mm,
only is this going to go in, it's not beneficial for you, but you're going to boo it back out, for lack of better words. It's
that's
going to
it.
come back out. But the knowledge Spec going to give you, the
Mm,
knowledge Don gonna give you, the knowledge
mm.
Steve and 19 Keys gonna give you, it's gonna come in your mind and it's gonna stay there. Think
Yeah.
about that.
And the great thing about this is you have a skill set nobody could ever take from you.
Yeah.
Right now, you can get fired from your job. That's over with. That's done. Everything you put in, all the work you put in, all the loyalty, that's gone. But this knowledge you'll have forever where you can implement it into any business and create generational wealth, financial freedom, do what you want to do when you want to do it.
Yeah.
Right? You got to understand that this is all stuff that's possible, but when you put your mind to it, because if you don't believe, then how am I going to believe? If you don't believe in yourself and I have the water, I have it, I take you to the water, but I can't make you drink it. That's what the people say, right? You can take a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. And if I can tell you right now, I'm going to give you 28 of the most powerful speakers for $28 and you don't jump on it, you deserve to be in your place right now. You deserve to be where you at financially for the rest of your life. If you can't see when the opportunity is in front of you, my mentor told me you get 2 opportunities in a lifetime, two life-changing opportunities in a lifetime.
Mm.
In your lifetime, that's it, just 2, right? This might be one of them. You might be looking down on it's $28, but if we put a real value, nobody can't afford it. If we put, I'm gonna tell my assistant text me for the day. Like she just keep calling me and they keep throwing me live off. Hold on right there. But yeah, so basically, you get my point though. It's like we got to be able to reprogram our mind on our way of thinking. We're too
And
busy.
this is one thought I want to give him, Brother Spec.
Yeah.
Because when you look at how you look at money, I read a book one time. I think it was Rich Dad Poor Dad. He says wealthy people don't say I can't afford it. They say how can I afford it? So
Right.
when you tell yourself I can't do
Bars.
it or I can't afford it,
Let me
your
write
mind
that
shuts
down.
down because you
Say
already
that
said
one
I
more
can't do it.
time. I got the marker in my
I
hand.
said
Say that.
I said wealthy people say how can I afford it? Broke people say I can't afford it. And so the moment you say I can't, your mind shuts down. When you say, oh, I can't figure this out, your mind shuts down. But when you tell yourself, how can I afford it? Your mind gets to racing. See, one time I was working on a job and it felt like slavery. Do you know I said, how can I make some money so much? I said, man, you know what? In the summertime, now 7-Eleven is selling water, bottles of water for $1.64, $1.74. Now, if I go to Walmart and get a 36-pack or a 40-pack, I can sell all those for $1 and make a profit. See, my mind expanded and came up with so many ideas because I said, how can I do it? And guess what? It's never expensive. I don't care if the event was $5,000. What do you mean it's not expensive, Brother Ben? That is expensive. We'll look at the word expensive, expense. Now, when we're talking about liabilities and assets, this is an asset. This is an investment that's going to bring you in some income if you apply the knowledge that we're going to give you. I mean, I'm telling you, the knowledge that Brother Spec gonna give you, I'm gonna give you, Don. I mean, I don't know everybody's name by heart right now, but the knowledge that you're gonna get 28 people that's literally doing this. And look at what it said, people who's already done it. This ain't we ain't people that's reading it from a book and just giving it to you. We actually applied it to ourselves. And if you look at the word brother, in the root word of brother, you got other. I'm looking at my other self when I'm looking at Spec. And so Spec, I think a lot of times the reason they can't listen to us is because they're looking at their other self and they haven't had that spiritual awakening within themselves. That's why every time one of us get rich, they say, oh, he must have sold out. Oh, he must be an Illuminati. Oh, he must be in the boule. See, what they're subconsciously saying is we're not capable of being that rich. We're not capable of being that successful. And once they change how they think about themselves, that would change how they see me and you, and they'll be more willing to learn the knowledge that can increase their lives.
Well, thank you, Brother Ben X, man. You killed it, man. You came on, you dropped them some knowledge. Listen, these are all advertisers, man. Ben X is speaking for a whole hour at the Ground Zero Summit, and we're going to get into some real actionable items that you guys can take home. Right now, this is just for you guys to get your mindset together. But listen, go right now, all right? Do not waste time, all right? Last time it sold out, we just extended the tickets by another 50. We literally got 15 more tickets. It sold out that fast. We got 15 more available for you guys. Take it serious, man. Once this thing is over with, we're going to charge full price after today. So take it serious. Go to the link right there. Go to Bentley/the Ground Zero Summit. Go right now. Brother Bennett, I appreciate your
yes,
time.
sir.
Brother.
Appreciate you, brother.
Peace. Don, where you at?
My brother.
What's up with you, bro?
What's happening, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm excited about the summit. My son just walked in from a walk. My wife just walked in. My little daughter. I'm good. I was watching your IG live the other day. I saw your son up in the fridge, man, getting some snacks.
Oh my
clowning around.
Yo, this man full-fledged on the top of the damn refrigerator grabbing snacks out the back. I'm like,
Hey,
bro, what are you doing?
but you know what? It's cool because it's all like, what are you gonna do, man? We all in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like Zoom meetings, no matter how professional, you're gonna see a little kid running across the screen, brother. It is what it
That's
is.
just what it is.
It
That's
is
just what
what it
it
is.
is. Yeah. So, all right. So, man, listen, bro. First of all, I want you to introduce yourself to everybody on here right now. Then we're gonna get into some keys, man. We're gonna drop some jewels on them.
Word. Anytime Barriola, 3-time best-selling author, creative genius, man. Own a creative agency called St. Miles, along with Steve Canales, my partner, man. And yo, I got an interesting story for you. So back in 2011ish, 2010, 11ish, something like that. And we do events as well. I'm online and I'm like killing Twitter, like doing it, killing Twitter. And I start seeing my tweets and they're being like replicated. You know, I'm like, damn. And it's a Jay-Z account, right? And it looks like it's real. because it got the little, it got the check, right? But it's only in the icon. It's not the real check. So I'm looking like, yo, I used to do like these ladies and gentlemen's tips, and I see like all these tips, the same exact stuff I say on the Jay-Z account. I'm like, yo, it's good. So I hit up my guy, did a little background research, boom, bang, boom, get in contact with this brother named Matty J. Yo, Matty J was like, yo, my bad fam. You know, we do the same where it's like a parody account. We take like existing content and we populate those words. Yeah, so in my mind, I'm thinking, this is all leading somewhere. In my mind, I'm thinking like, I'm young, I'm just getting started. And every tweet that he tweeted, because they thought it was Jay-Z, and his followers were going up daily, 200,000, 400,000 in a matter of days. Meanwhile, I got like 12 or something like that, right? And I'm like, first thing is like, yo, I know my content works, because if it's delivered through the right channel, it can be amplified and people receive it. It just has to be positioned right. So that's the first thing I learned. The second thing, I was hella emotional, bro. I was so tied to like the idea that I was like plagiarism in my eyes. And I was going hard on it. And he got on the phone with me. He was cool about it. He was like, yo, I got an opportunity for you. And I went back, because I heard you on an interview mention his name. I was like, damn, that rings a bell. And I went back in my emails and I did a little background. I was like, dang, that's the same brother that... I said, what's up, Miles? I said, yo, that's the same cat. And man, I wish I would have had the wherewithal that you had and took him up on his opportunity to like capitalize on this whole internet marketing thing, because I was young with it. And my lesson, man, is like, in business and in relationships, you cannot be emotional, man. You gotta focus on what the end goal is. And if you can partner with somebody to get to that goal, like that's the goal, you know? So it was such an important early lesson on for me back then. Cause it just really shifted my whole mentality, man, on how to conduct business. So that's a little backstory, brother.
I'm gonna show you something right now. I'm looking for the screenshot right now. I found one, but it ain't good enough. I want to show you, you know, the amount of revenue that I was generating.
Bruh. Yo, I told my wife the other day, I said, listen to my brother's story, listen to Spec's story, yo. I said, yo, that's the same cat that because she remembers the whole thing. She was around, you know, we were just dating back then.
Yeah.
I mean, man, you just gotta, like, I looked at those messages the other day. I was like, damn, I should have took homie up on that opportunity. I missed out on the bag, man. I missed out on the bag. It's all good though.
I'm trying to find it, man. I found one of them, but it ain't gonna hit a solid point like that. But anyway, so like I was making like $3,000-4,000 a day, like when I was just at the beginning of it, like,
bro.
And I have multiple accounts making like, found it. All right, don't mind my phone, my shit cracked. I can't even get it fixed on quarantine. All right, so you can see the amount of money. This is every day. Hold on. This is all on the 15th. This is one day I made all this money. These are all separate accounts. This is an account. All this is one. This is different account. So this account I made 3,000 in one day. This account I made 3,000 in one day. Another account I made 3,000. Like all these 3,000. This one I made 2,000. You can actually.
And that was early. That was when it was like easy to kind of like, you know, navigate the system. It was early. Not everybody was on it. And he gave me the whole play. And I was like, man, I said.
All those accounts. Each one of those. So that one day I made 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I made 15 grand in one day.
Man, go ahead and cash that $1 million, man. No, man, but real talk, it was a valuable lesson, man. And it's dope how everything comes full circle. You know, like even the Ride conference where you met Steve. You know, we helped Munson put that conference together. And the interview was incredible, man. It just gave me a lot of insight.
I never told Steve that, but that's my most viral podcast of all of my content is his interview when he interviewed me. I put it on my podcast. It's my #1 most listened to podcast.
No, it was authentic. It was authentic, man. I think the way that you were able to connect with people and the way that you win is authenticity. You know, you don't try to be anything you're not. You're exactly who you are. And you
Yeah.
show up that way and people receive that. And that's like, I mean, that's a gym. That's a silent gym. That's like an easy gym that a lot of people avoid because everybody's they're uncomfortable with themselves. So they're trying to like fit into some other mold or be something else. But man, I've seen it all, man. And it's always those people who just show up as themselves. You know what I'm saying? That like your voice is necessary. Your presence is necessary. Your space is necessary. Anytime you show up in a room as yourself, that's the value add. That's your superpower. You know, like the fact that people tuck that in, and now more than ever, man, I'm hoping that people within this quarantine time, you know, everybody's spending it differently. We're getting to the, you know, we're busy, we're active. My eyes are bloodshot because I'm up on my 40th hour right now. I haven't been asleep, but I think it's time to really tap in and just like spend time in the solitude, like embrace and lean into the uncertainty, like figure out what you've been running from or avoiding. Let all that stuff come in. You know what I'm saying? Run towards it because it's eventually going to catch up to you, whether it's when you go to sleep at night, whether it's when you take your last breath, you know, that thing's going to, so it's best to to experience it and let it go through you so you can get through to the other. Actually, you go through it so you can get through to the other side of it and live this life that you were intended to live, you know?
Yeah. All right, so let's get into some meat and potatoes because they talk about they want some actionable steps right now. So let's get into it. So what is some of the actionable steps that you guys, that you could give to them that they can have a takeaway on something that they can take action on right now? Some real gems that you know for sure if this person had this gem, they can really accomplish some real shit in life. What is that for you?
The power of the P, not that other one, the power of the pivot, the adjustment, right? Like right now we're in a time where, man, people's like real lives came to a direct halt. There's people who are furloughed, there's people who lost their jobs, there's people whose careers or industries are shifting and they're trying to figure they're stuck, right? If you're a creative and you have any other skill set, right? Like if you're a photographer, for instance, and you're sitting around like, damn, I had a wedding booked, I had this booked, I had that booked. Yo, like, I don't know if I was listening to some content piece and there was a guy saying like photographers are going out and they're going to like liquor stores because liquor stores are popping right now. There's getting a lot of business. And a lot of those liquor stores don't have like an online presence, not just social media, but even like a website where they have like proper distribution or where you can like order. They don't have any type of system set up. They don't have any photos. They don't have anything. So photographers are going out and collecting or offering to take photographs and just like run their whole ship, right? Like run that whole show, take pictures of their inventory, you know, obviously social distancing and doing it with safety, but offering to add value to companies who aren't even thinking like that. They're scrambling, trying to figure out what they're going to do. And it's a value add because that's another piece of revenue that they've been ignoring, right? Like the whole online world, So, I think there's a lot of opportunity when you're creative, and we are creative by nature because we use creativity to survive. So if anybody has a skill set, any type of skill set that you've been ignoring or you're like scrambling right now, just be creative and think beyond the box and think about where you add value and where you can add value and add that value. And don't be so stuck on yesterday. Don't be so stuck on like, damn, my thing got messed up. Woe is me. I mean, yes, I have empathy for you, but you know, we gotta keep it moving. We gotta push on. And there's a lot of opportunities in this moment. Like I wrote my first book during the 2008 recession. You know, it's like I just got out of college and shit was looking crazy out there. And I was like, okay, now's the best time to take a big risk. You know, like I wasn't married and didn't have any kids at the time. So I said, now's the perfect time to do that one thing that I wouldn't dare do in any other moment because there's really no barriers to entry. It's like, what is there to lose? I wrote it, did all the put my all into it. Joint became a bestseller. You know, like I fully dedicated myself to it. Did another one, bestseller. Did another one, bestseller, and it kind of became my thing, my rhythm. So I made sure I didn't get stuck in that pocket, though. I made sure that I exercised all my creativity. You know, like I was the guy behind all of the marketing of my book at the time. People thought that I had a team. You know, like I would send out my own emails. You know what I'm saying? Like when people would send in booking requests, I'd act like I was my own manager and all that crazy stuff, right? they were asking me like, yo, who's your PR? Who's your manager? Who's this? Because it seemed like I had a team behind me, but I was just using my natural skill sets and creativity and what I needed to get at the time because I didn't have the resources, right? And I was able to make do with what I had and be successful at it. So that allowed me to then pivot into like this whole marketing industry, right? Because companies and people were coming to me for a long time, and I was kind of like, nah, I'm writing. But then I thought to myself like, nah, let's open up more revenue streams, you know? So started consulting, started a creative agency. It's just
So question
our
for you on
wheelhouse.
this. So
Yeah.
question for you on this. We was talking about mentors, and I've been making this more like of the theme of every speaker that's coming on. It's like, what is one of the number one thing that your mentor said to you that resonated so much that you would never forget a day in your life, that you know if you pass that on, like this will help that person too?
Fail until you succeed, man. That was my grandfather. He actually, when I wrote my first book, I was asking my grandparents and the oldest people in my family, like, what's the one thing that you want to leave with me? And my grandfather said, fail until you succeed. And I took that. It didn't make sense at the time, but I took that and I still live by that, man, because you don't see success without failure, right? You're supposed to fail. You want to fail as quickly as you can and as much as you can, so you could get the proof of concept out and get all the kinks out. It's kind of like, you know, working out. On day one, you may not be pushing up as much weight as day two. As day three, you progress and you go. It's like you're getting out that weakness. You wanna like, failures teach you. I don't call them failures. I call losses lessons, but they teach you so much, right? And you want to like lean into the process fully and fully like run towards something that you might be afraid of, so that you can find out your weak spots. You can find out where you can improve. You want to do that quickly, right? So you can hurry up and scale. So I really believe in that, man. Like, fail until you succeed is very simple, but it's something that I live by.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing that, man. You're another speaker at the Ground Zero Summit. That's just an advertise on what's really about to happen. You're speaking for a whole hour. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for jumping on, man.
I'll see you soon, man.
All right. Peace.
Peace.